even look at their sweet face. Deserve opportunity. A teenager dies a day after a school bathroom bullying attack. Nex Benedict. They, them pronouns. Hey, come on, folks. Everyone's capable of making an error, an innocent mistake. But by now, we understand. We should. Nonbinary, 16-year-old sophomore, Cherokee Nation citizen. Just picture. Reportedly died one day after they were assaulted by 3 older female students in the bathroom of Owasso High School in Oklahoma, February 7th. School allegedly refused to call an ambulance for the injured teen, did not inform police of the attack until Benedict was later admitted into the hospital. So I'm already, in my mind, what's running through it is self-preservation instead of helping a child. A family member gave Fox 23 News a screenshot of messages Benedict sent on the night of the fight. Shows Benedict message saying, quote, "I got jumped at school 3-on-1, had to go to the ER." After being asked if they're okay, it shows Benedict replying that they were all good, but with some scrapes and bruises. Benedict also said, "If I'm dizzy or nauseous in the morning, I might have a concussion." Fox 23. Benedict is then asked, "Why did they jump you?" Benedict's reply said, "They had been bullying me and my friends, and I got tired of it, so I poured some water on them, and all 3 came after me." He goes on to say the school did not report to the police. Water on them. That's worth ending someone for. Tuesday, Owasso Public Schools released a statement detailing their timeline of events. It said February 7th, Benedict was in a fight in a restroom at the Owasso High School West Campus. Fight or jumped? The text said jumped. Thank goodness they sent it. OPS said the fight lasted less than 2 minutes. I wonder if that's true. Was broken up by other students and a staff member. So precise, just lasted 2 minutes. Statement said all students involved walked. Here's that self-preservation. Here's that let me get away with it. Here's that no empathy. Walked to the assistant principal and nurse's office, and that they recommended to one parent that their student visit a medical facility. Sick. The district also said parents and guardians of students involved were notified and informed of the option to file a police report. How about you file the police report? How about you're in charge and you file a police report? How about you pick up the phone and call the police because an assault, injuries went down? Owasso police also released a statement that said Benedict did go to the hospital around 3:30 p.m. on the day of the fight, and a school resource officer was called. School resource officer. Statement also said, quote, "No report of the incident was made to the Owasso Police Department prior to the notification at the hospital, and that it is not known at this time if the death is related to the incident at the school or not." I don't know why you even put that in there. If we don't know, we don't know, right? I think we know something. Why'd you even put that in there? Where is the moral compass? Quoting, "I know at one point, one of the girls was pretty much repeatedly beaten. She was repeatedly beating Benedict's head across the floor." Person who identified herself as the friend of Benedict's mother told KRJH. The friend added she could not walk to the nurse's station on her own, and staff didn't call the ambulance, which amazes me. LGBTQ Nation with the details there. Gee, that's different than what the school's statement is about how nothing to see here. All the kids walked to the nurse, assistant principal's office. It just didn't rise to that level. Though the hospital released Benedict on the same day of the attack, they returned to the hospital the following day and then died while hospitalized. The friend said the teen's death was caused by complications from brain trauma. Like brain trauma. We don't know the exact cause of death here, but we know that brain trauma can include bleeding on the brain and other issues. How'd she get the brain? How'd they get the brain trauma? Per Benedict's mother and memorials online, Benedict was an animal lover with a cat named Zeus, loved cooking, made up their own recipes. Look at that face. Wouldn't you have liked to know them? Share the recipes? They were a straight A student, liked the arts, loved video games. More importantly, Benedict was unfailingly kind, always searched for the best in people. Might I add, threw water instead of hands as a last resort. Many online are blaming Oklahoma's top education official, State Superintendent of Public Instruction Ryan Walters, for Benedict's death, as Walters had pushed inflammatory anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric during his tenure. Walters, who wants to ban LGBTQ plus books, but teach the Bible in public school history classes, has previously pushed the transphobic lie about students who identify as cats needing litter boxes, has referred to teachers' unions as terrorist organizations, and illegally tried to make rules banning transgender bathroom access in schools. Walters also recently hired anti-LGBTQ plus hate activist Chaya Ryachek. Put the peace symbol down. Goes by Libs of TikTok on social media for a state school book banning committee after she targeted the Owasso School District for employing a pro-LGBTQ plus teacher who, wouldn't you know it, was later fired. Ryachek doesn't live in the state and has no experience working in education and isn't good at this either. Ryachek has achieved infamy for a post targeting LGBTQ plus educators and allies, which have led to multiple bomb and death threats against schools, teachers, students, and children's hospitals, including 2 Oklahoma schools. There's a proud picture with duck lips there. Aren't you proud? Aren't you great? Aren't you someone we should not look up to? Targeting an unfailingly kind, non-binary student. I am so disgusted that we are doing another one of these, Yasmin, and that this superintendent fool actually gets up in the morning and puts on a skinny tie. We can put his picture up again. Buttons his shirt, gets all dressed in a suit, and thinks about how he can be ugly today, uglier than the next day, more hurtful. This is not a choice about values, morals, and opinions. This is about something ugly that you just have to get out. I'm sorry, but that's just how I feel, Yasmin. It's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's like what you said. I think you said it before the show actually started, but none of this needed to happen. What's so frustrating about this, and again, apart from the very, very, very obvious, is that the people who fearmonger about the transgender community are the same people who profess to care so, so much about protecting children, but apparently not all children. And those same people won't say anything in the defense of this child. Those same people are never going to take responsibility for the consequences of that rhetoric that they keep spreading. And they're never going to take responsibility for the division that they've sown within children, within schools. And as far as the transgender community goes, there's so much that we don't understand about the people in this world. There are entire communities of people that some of us have may never be exposed to personally. There are as many ways to be a human being as there are human beings in this world, as there have ever been who have ever lived on this planet. You don't need to understand every or anything about another human being to not want them to be hurt or killed. You don't have to approve of any or everything in a person's life for you to just allow them to live their lives just the way that they allow you to live theirs, to live yours. And it's just basic human decency to just let people live and not want to see them hurt. And I will say, real quick, just as a reminder about that litter box lie that you mentioned, one of the schools in Colorado did have a litter box in their classroom, but it wasn't for kids identifying as animals. It was for kids to use the restroom if and when they were in lockdown from a school shooter. But Republicans don't want to talk about that. So what they've done instead is they've perverted that narrative and transformed it into something that is literally untrue.
Wow. And I do thank you for that point of context. And that's yet another issue that we want to dance around and be ugly about,
Mhm.
that they even need to have one because of all the guns, more guns than
Right, but
people.
that's not the actual problem. It's the transgender students.
Yeah, that's what it is. And it's just, it sickens me. And you shouldn't, can you put their picture up one more time? Because I keep remarking, I just don't know how you could be ugly to them. But you don't have to have this sweet, precocious, loves to make up their own recipe face for you to do exactly what you said, Yasmin. You're about to make me cry. You can't just be kind, just be human and decent. And then all this just goes away. It solves everything. Matter of fact, I was thinking when you deal with this, and I don't, well, I'm going to say it, even though it's a non-issue, this whole thing about using the bathroom. I don't want them in my bathroom. Because I can go to the mall, which I rarely do because I don't like it. And there's this thing called a family bathroom. You ever heard of those? There's no reason to even go through this. Stop. Have some decency. But that's asking too much of some people in our society today. It's like, let me be on this side or this side and not recognize human beings who are all over the map. Can we just go with human being and we'd be cool? I want the best for those left behind, all of them, the family, but I want the best in their memory. You better look at your life, America.